Our next case is on the motion to revoke probation docket, and that is cause number, well, we have three cases. One defendant is cause number M332640, cause number 23CCCR 1493, and cause number 23CCCR 1494. All three cases are styled the state of Texas versus Tyree M. Frazier or Tyree Michael Frazier. Mr. Frazier, would you please come forward? Okay, Mr. Frazier, your full name is Tyree Michael Frazier.
Yes, sir.
How you doing, Mr. Frazier? I'm doing fine, thanks for asking. Now, Mr. Frazier, I have before me a motion to revoke your unadjudicated probation. And this motion was filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office. In this motion, Mr. Frazier, it alleges that you violated your probation. It alleges that, first of all, it alleged that you, Tyree M. Frazier, was tried in County Court at Law Number 2, Jefferson County, Texas, on June 24th of 2023 for Class A misdemeanor offense of unlawful carrying a weapon. You were placed on deferred probation or unadjudicated probation for a period of 1 year. In this motion, it alleges that it has 5 allegations. The first allegation alleges that you, Tyree M. Frazier, committed the offense of unlawful carrying a weapon, and that on the 25th day of May 2023 in Jefferson County, state of Texas, that you, Tyree M. Frazier, violated condition 1 of your probation order. Allegation 2 alleges that you, Tyree M. Frazier, committed the offense of possession of marijuana, and that on or about May 25th, Jefferson County, Texas, that you, Tyree M. Frazier, against the peace and dignity of the state and in violation of condition 1 of your probation order. Allegation number 3 alleges that you, Tyree M. Frazier, failed to pay court order assessed fees as ordered by the court, and as of June 27, 2023, that you were $525 in arrears in violation of condition 8 of your probation order. And allegation number 4 alleges that you, Tyree M. Frazier, failed to immediately report to the probation officer your new arrest, and you were, as ordered by the court, in violation of condition 11 of your probation order. And condition number 5 alleged that you, Tyree M. Frazier, failed to perform community service hours as required by the court in violation of condition 14 of your probation order. Now, Mr. Frazier, if the court finds that any one of these allegations are true, your probation can be revoked. And if your probation is revoked, you can be sentenced to 365 days in the Jefferson County Jail, which is 1 year. Do you understand that? Now, Mr. Frazier, you have rights. One of the rights that you have, you've just been handed a clipboard by Mr. Gary Gillen with the probation office. And on that clipboard, it has a document. Well, actually, it has 3 documents. The first document is titled Judge's Explanation of Rights to Defendants Without Attorney. Do you see that title? Yes, sir. I'll go over this document, which it says, as a defendant in a criminal case, you have 3 options regarding your right to have an attorney. Number 1, you may hire an attorney. Do you understand that option? Yes, sir. Number 2, if you do not have enough money to hire an attorney, you may request an attorney be appointed to represent you. Do you understand that option? And number 3, you may represent yourself. Do you understand that option? Now, if you want an attorney to represent you and you have enough money to hire an attorney, the case will be reset, give you time to do so. Reset means you'll be given another court date to give you time to hire an attorney. If you want an attorney and do not have enough money to hire one, you will need to fill out a financial questionnaire. The financial questionnaire is the third document on that clipboard that is titled Jefferson County Affidavit of Indigence. Now, you would have to fill out that financial questionnaire. If you want to apply for a court-appointed attorney, you have to fill it out so that the proper person can determine whether or not to appoint an attorney to represent you. Do you understand that? Now, if you want to waive your right to an attorney, waiving your right to an attorney means you want to give up your right to an attorney and represent yourself. If you waive your right to an attorney, you'll be able to speak to the prosecutor because you are representing yourself. If you had an attorney, your attorney will talk to the prosecutor about your case. Now, if you waive your right to an attorney, you may not speak to the prosecutor about your case unless you first sign a written waiver of your right to be represented by an attorney. Now, the written waiver is the second page on that clipboard and is titled Waiver of Counsel for Purposes of Entering a Guilty Plea or Proceeding to Trial. So you only sign that document if you want to waive your right to an attorney and represent yourself. Do you understand that? Now, be aware that there are dangers to self-representation. Waiving your right to an attorney and representing yourself may result in a worse outcome for you and your case, including the loss of significant rights and opportunities relating to military service, possession of a firearm, housing and public benefits, custody of a child, immigration status if you are not a citizen, and employment. Do you understand that? Now, if you choose to proceed without an attorney, that is, if you decide that you wanted to waive your right to an attorney and represent yourself, you may change your mind at any time and request counsel from the court or request an attorney from the court. Do you understand that? Now, at the bottom of that document, it says, in bold letters, it says defendant's choice. Mark initials next to only one choice. Now, if your choice is to hire your own attorney, you will place your initials on the first line to the left. If you have already hired an attorney to represent you in your cases, then you will place your initial on the second line to the left and the name of the attorney on the line to the right. If your choice is to apply for a court-appointed attorney, then you will place your initials on the third line to the left. If you have already been appointed a court-appointed attorney in your cases, then you will place your initials on the fourth line to the left and the name of the attorney on the line to the right. Now, if you want to waive your right to an attorney, that is, give up your right to an attorney and represent yourself, then you will place your initials on the fifth line to the left. Now, once you have finished initialing one of the 5 lines, then you will sign your name on the line that is titled defendant, and you will date it today's date on the line that is titled date, and today's date is September 27th of 2023. Do you understand? Okay, so you can go ahead on and, is there a pen on that clipboard? Okay, you have a pen on that clipboard, you can go ahead on and make your choice. And then after you make your choice, then we'll proceed further. You can make it right there if you want to sit down, you can sit down too. You can sit down at that table right there. That is, yeah. Okay, everyone else that's on the docket, we're waiting for your lawyer to arrive. They may be in another court. Okay. Okay, now, Mr. Frazier, you, you want to apply for a court-appointed attorney? And so you're going to fill out this financial affidavit. Just have a seat if you need some assistance. We have someone with our court personnel who will be able to help you. You need any assistance?
Right.
Okay. Call, here you go. Get that back to him. You can have a seat right there and we'll have somebody to help you. Yeah. That's it. Jefferson County Court, law number 2 is back in session. Mr. Paget, you had a case?
Your Honor.
Is that Raphael
Say hi.
Seha?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Seha, would you please come forward?
Morning, say hi. How are you?
Mr. Seha, this is, good morning. This is cause number 23CC 0694, case of style the state of Texas versus Raphael or Roscoe Seha. Mr. Seha, is that your full name?
Yes.
How you doing, Mr. Seha?
Good.
You doing good? That's good. Now, Mr. Seha, you represented in your case by your attorney, Attorney James Paget, Attorney Paget. How are you doing?
Doing well. Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Now, Mr. Paget, what is your announcement in Mr. Seha's case?
Your Honor, we're real close. This is our first appearance. We're moving really quick on this. I've received all the discovery. I have some video evidence I want to let my client have today that I viewed. You would give us 30 days. We'll be able to come back. I'm not sure if this is Ms. Porter's or just Mr. Hoffpower's case.
That is my case.
I will email you and request an offer on that, and we'll be able to dispose of it. There should be no problem.
Okay.
I've reviewed it all. I just want to review it with my clients.
So how much time you say you need?
Just a standard court
30
recess,
days.
Your Honor.
Okay.
And then I'll give this to you right now.
Mr. Hoffpower, you have any objections?
No objection.
Give us a reset date. Okay, this case will be reset to November 8th of 2023. Mr. Seha, your attorney is going to get your reset. Once you get your reset from your attorney, you'll be free to go, and you have a blessed day. Okay. Mr. Paget, I think this is on the case. Yes, you're free to go as well. Get your reset.
Mr. Seha.
Tyree Frazier, cause number M332-69640, cause number 23CCCR 1493, cause number 23CCR 1494. Okay. Now, Mr. Frazier, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Frazier, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, yes.
Okay, Mr. Frazier, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. Frazier? That's good. Now, Mr. Frazier, before we go any further, I see that you have someone here with you. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And who is that with you? Oh, your grandmother. Okay. How you doing? And I know your grandmother. I had represented your grandmother a few years ago. Also, I think coached her son in Little League basketball several years ago. I'm not gonna say how many years ago, but it was several years ago. Now, state with the disclosure of that.
Conflict. There is a conflict, which we don't think there is.
Okay, so you waiving any conflict of interest or okay, or any appearance of impropriety?
Correct. We don't see that.
Okay, so now, Mr. Frazier, I have before me two documents that you signed. The first document is titled Judge's Explanation of Rights to Defendants Without Attorney. Do you recognize this document? And is this your signature on the line that is titled Defendant?
Yes.
Are these your initials on a line that state you would like to apply for a court-appointed attorney? I also have another document here. This document is titled Jefferson County Affidavit of Indigence. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
On page 2 of this same document, is this your signature on the line that is titled Defendant Signature?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Frazier, before you signed and initialed these documents that I just showed you, did you read the documents?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand what you read?
Yes, sir.
You've also had some assistance with filling out the documents. Is that correct?
Yes.
From the court personnel. Now, is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Mr. Frazier, I've read your answers. Based on your answers, you meet the eligibility requirements of the for an appointment of a court-appointed attorney. And the attorney that will be appointed to represent you in this case is Attorney David Grove. Attorney Grove will be given information to contact you. And you will also be given information to contact him. Our court coordinator is going to give you that information. Once you get that information from the court coordinator, you'll be free to go. And you have a blessed day. Thank you, Mike. Do you need to talk to him? Okay. Okay. Your probation officer will be talking to you once you leave the courtroom. You can have a seat in that first chair by the wall, and our court coordinator will call you up to her window. Let's see. I need to give him some bond conditions too. Thank you.
Yeah.
This is effective.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mr. Fraser, would you, oh, well, I need it. Could you make a copy of that? Yeah, they can make it. Yeah. Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I wasn't able to e-file this, so I don't know if you were accepted or not.
No, we can't, it has to be e-filed. They can e-file it downstairs. Yeah, it has to, it has to be e-filed.
Okay. You want me to think about the situation or just what?
Hmm?
You want me to tell you what the situation is?
Oh, you talking about like,
Why we
if you
here
have
today?
you have a written motion,
Mhm.
it says Anita Provo will be in for Marvin Provo in this case. That's what's on the docket.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
No, I've spoken with council about it. There's a motion to amend bond condition, but we'll discuss it, I guess, before it gets the motion.
yeah, okay,
But we've discussed it.
okay.
You want me to go downstairs and see?
Yeah, I think there's
Oh.
because I know,
Post office.
is it the district clerk where you can file it? Because I know we had some lawyers just walked out and they had it filed in like a few minutes.
Okay, I will do it.
Okay. Gibbs County Court, law number 2 is now in session. The court is in session and calls number 23 CCCR 0750. The case is styled the state of Texas versus Franklin Lopez. Mr. Lopez, your full name is Franklin Lopez? Mr. Lopez, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Lopez, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God? Mr. Lopez, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. Lopez? I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Mr. Lopez, I have, you're represented in this case by your attorney Charles Rojas. Attorney Rojas, how are you doing? And Attorney Rojas, do you waive a record in Mr. Lopez's case?
We do, Your Honor.
Mr. Lopez, I have before me a document that is titled Information Sheet. This information sheet was filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office. In this information sheet, it alleges that you Franklin Lopez on or about January 25th of 2023, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, operating a motor vehicle in a public place. And it also alleges that prior to the commission of this offense that you committed, that you was convicted of a DWI in Orange County, Texas on about August 25th of 2021.
Your Honor, states abandoning the enhancement paragraph proceeding on the lesser included offense of DWI first offense.
Okay, now, Mr. Lopez, the state, originally, the state filed a class A misdemeanor against you, DWI is second. However, the state is abandoning the enhancement paragraph. In essence, they will reduce this to a class B misdemeanor offense, which is a DWI first. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, to the charge of class B misdemeanor driving while intoxicated that allegedly occurred on or about January 25th, 2023, Jefferson County, Texas, while you are operating a motor vehicle in a public place, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
Now, are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Yes, Your Honor.
And are you pleading guilty because you are guilty?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, Mr. Lopez, I have before me a document that is titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishment, is also labeled as State's Exhibit Number 1. Do you recognize this document?
Yes.
On page 2 of the same document, there are a set of initials that are on a line next to a box that's checked guilty. Did you place your initials on this document?
Yes, Your Honor.
On page 3 of this same document, there is a signature above the line that is titled Defendant. Is this your signature?
Yes, Your Honor.
And on the next document that's titled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal, do you recognize this document?
Yes, Your Honor.
And is this your signature on the line that is titled Defendant?
Yes, Your Honor.
At the top of this document, there are 2 boxes that's checked. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that statement?
Yes, Your Honor.
The second box that's checked states that you're waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that statement?
Yes, Your Honor.
I also have before me a document that is titled Discovery Certification. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, Your Honor.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant?
Yes.
Now, Mr. Lopez, before you signed and initialed these documents that I just showed you, did your attorney go over these documents with you? And did you read and understand everything in these documents?
Yes.
And is everything in these documents true and correct
Yes, Your Honor.
to the best of your knowledge? Mr. Lopez, are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes.
State, I have before me State's Exhibit Number 1. State, would you like to offer State's Exhibit Number 1 into evidence?
Yes, Your Honor.
No objection, Your Honor.
No objection. State's Exhibit Number 1 will be admitted into evidence. Mr. Rojas, you've advised and counseled Mr. Lopez. Is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, Your Honor.
And Mr. Lopez, your attorney, Mr. Rojas, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, Your Honor.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Lopez, I will accept your plea guilty. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
We do, Your Honor.
And what is that agreement?
In exchange for plea of guilty in the contest on the lesser included offense of DWI first offense, the state agrees to recommend 90 days probated for 1 year, $1,000 fine, and court cost, 100 hours community-based service. interlock device during the duration of probation and all other standard terms and conditions for a TWI first offense.
What was the fine?
$1,000.
1,000. This court cost can't be right. In here they have,
Yeah, I don't think it's right,
yeah, because they had 2,000 and
but
$2,100 fine.
yeah, it's in there twice.
That's what happened?
Yeah, yeah. Fix it.
Is it $100 for something else?
That must be the automatic $100 crime levy fee.
It's a crime lab fee of 100. Okay. Okay. So let me do this here. So this would be 24. So the court cost would be about 310, right?
It's.
Yeah, because it's a, if it was in there twice plus the 100, then that,
Fine payment fee.
yeah, the fine would be, I think they're gonna take out 1,000. That'd be 2310 and take out another 1,000. Do 310. Thanks. That. Oh,
Well, no, I mean, it's in there for. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna put it in. It should be 1385.
Okay, Mr. Lopez, the state is offering that you serve 90 days in Jefferson County Jail. However, you will not be required to serve any time in the Jefferson County Jail because you'll be placed on probation for 1 year. During the 1 year probationary period, you'll be required to pay a fine of $1,000 plus court costs of $395, plus a crime net fee of $100, plus a probation fee of $60 each month, a urinalysis fee of $15 each month, and a reimbursement fee of $15. You will also be required to pay Jefferson County DWI education and initial evaluation fee of $125 on the day of the plea. Should a further evaluation be needed, you'll be required to pay an additional $50. Now, your total monthly installments, that is the total amount that you will be required to pay each month while you're on probation, is $219. Will you be able to pay the $219 each month?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, you will also be required to, perform 100 hours of community service. You'll be required to install an interlock device on any vehicle that you own or operate. You'll also be required to attend and complete a DWI education class, have a drug and alcohol assessment, and you'll be required to adhere to the other standard terms and conditions of DWI probation. Mr. Lopez, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just? And do you accept the state's offer?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Lopez, I'll follow the plea bargain agreement that you have entered into with the state. Mr. Lopez, this will conclude your case. You're going to stand next to your attorney, follow the directions of the clerk. Once you finish following her directions, you'll be free to go. And you have a blessed day. And Mr. Rojas, you'll be free to go as well. And you have a blessed day.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Right here.
Did you mention the 100?
Crime lab? Right. Okay, this is cause number M333660, case is filed in the state of Texas versus Jesse Cuevas Collin. Mr. Collin, how are you doing? Okay, Mr. Collin, you're representing your case by your attorney, Attorney Langston Adams. Mr. Adams, how are you doing?
Can't complain, Judge.
And Mr. Adams, what is your announcement in Mr. Collins' case?
I'm hoping that we can resolve it, but the prosecutor needs to look at.
We just need it, the judge, it's not, it's over because just to let the court know, it was in pre-trial,
Pre-trial version.
the version, so that's why it hadn't been sitting there since 21. He's in pre-trial version, no, he's not. So
Okay,
I
got
gotta look
kicked out
over
of
the-
pretrial,
It's
okay.
not like it's been sitting on the docket for,
Okay, now what's the, how much time y'all need?
give me 60 days.
Okay, give us a reset for 60 days on Jesse
Right.
Collins.
Regular.
Jesse Collins, reset for 60 days.
Okay.
11/27. Mr. Collins, your case will be reset to November 27 of 2023. Your attorney is going to get your reset. Once you get your reset from your attorney, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day. Okay. Yeah, Courtney Ross Nat. Just make sure we have it. It's on our docket.
I mean, I can take care of it.
Yeah, it's on here. Courtney, is that Roche?
Is he here?
Roche, no, she's not here.
No, she didn't.
Okay, this is cause number M327640, case style of the state of Texas versus Courtney. Is that Roche Nat? Courtney Nat was scheduled to be in court this morning at 9 a.m. At or about 9 a.m. Courtney Nat name was called at the courthouse door by the court's bailiff. Courtney Nat did not answer. Courtney Nat has not appeared in court since the court has been in session. The time now is 10:23 a.m. on today's date of September 27, 2023. Ms. Bailiff, would you please call the name of Courtney Nat at the courthouse door?
Oh, an appointment. That's what she was given a copy of. No, it's fine.
Okay, Courtney Nat's name was just called again at the courthouse door by the court's bailiff. Courtney Nat did not answer. A reasonable time has passed to give Ms. Nat an opportunity to appear in court. She has not appeared in court. State, do you have a motion?
Then was responsible.
That motion will be granted. Courtney Nat's bond will be forfeited and warrant shall be issued for her arrest. In cause number M327640, excuse me, cause number M327604. Martell James Francois Jr. Your full name is Martell James Francois Jr. Mr. Francois, how are you doing? I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking, Mr. Francois. You represented your case by your attorney, Attorney Thomas J. Burbank. Attorney Burbank is currently in trial in another court, and so your case will be reset. Our court coordinator is going to reset your case. Once she resets your case, you'll be free to go, and you have a blessed day. Just have a seat on that first chair by the wall.
Okay.
court.
But-
Yeah, we'll put it in his file. And then you'd have to show the state too. Okay. So what we'll do is get your next client. Next court
Okay.
case is cause number M333440. Case is style of the state of Texas versus Max Owen Linthicum.
He's present in the courtroom.
Mr. Linthicum, your full name is Max Owen Linthicum.
Yes.
How you doing, Mr. Linthicum? I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Mr. Linthicum, you're represented in your case by your attorney, Attorney Dustin Galmore. Attorney Galmore, how are you doing?
Great, Judge. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Mr. Linthicum has a felony case pending. Mr. Galmore, what is your announcement? And Mr. Linthicum,
Judge, as the felony was reset, it's gonna be reset till approximately November the 8th.
November the 8th.
Yes, but they haven't entered in the system yet, so I don't have it on paper. But I do believe November 8th is gonna be the date.
Okay, what we'll do, we'll have our court coordinator to check the correct date. And you want your case, the misdemeanor to be set on the same date? is
Yes,
that
please.
correct? Okay. Along with the felony. We'll do that. And so, Mr. Linthicum, you're free to go. Stay in contact with your attorney and your bouncer. Okay. Okay, now we have cause number M334092, case of style of the state of Texas versus Michael McCray Duncan.
That's the hospital. That's the one. He's in the hospital.
Okay, now you said you was gonna send proof to
I can
the,
send it now. Who should I send it to?
Email it to, Linda's over there.
Well, let me just see.
okay, now you have any objections? He's saying that,
No, good,
and once we verify the case will be, we're gonna reset it. What's that?
available.
Yeah,
That's,
oh, here's a felony too?
no, I just.
Yeah, it is, it is, they set with felony. You want us to set it with your felony,
Yes, Judge.
with his felony? What's that? Do you have a court date on that one?
Done.
You don't have a court
I
date either?
do. It's October 18th.
Okay, so we're gonna reset it to October 18th of 2023. D is in, let's see. D is. Okay, now let's see. Is that your only other? Is that your only?
Actually, I have one more, Judge. I'm gonna fill
You
in
do?
for Scott Rennick.
Scott Rennick?
Yeah, he's got Michael, I mean, he's got.
Yeah,
Jonathan
Doucette, Jonathan Chandler Doucette.
He's present in the courtroom.
Mr. Doucette? Would you- Okay,
I represent Mr. Doucette in felony court, and his felony case has been reset to December 11th.
okay, so you, Mr. Doucette, your attorney of record is Attorney Scott Rennick. Mr. Rennick is not here. Does Mr. Galmore have your permission to stand in for Mr. Rennick?
Is that okay with you? I mean,
Yeah.
I try, I'm on service. I tried calling Mr. Rennie, but,
Right. No, he's just asking if it's okay if I fill in for
oh,
Scott.
yes, you're right. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, give us what's that reset date?
December 11th.
December 11th? Okay, so we're gonna set this on the same date, December 11th, 2023. On that day, you're gonna do like you did today. Come here, check in, go to felony court. Once you get that resolved, then you're gonna come back down here.
Okay.
All right. Our court coordinator is gonna give you a reset. Once you get your reset, you'll be free to go. And you have a blessed day.
You too. Thank you, Aaron.
Okay. Ms. Provo, are you ready on Ms. Woodson? Oh, they can check it. They can check it.
She just did it. She was doing it just about a minute ago. So.
We can, okay.
Oh, no,
Oh, I was like, okay. What's up?
Okay, now, Ms. Nat, this is cause number M327604. Case is styled the state of Texas versus Courtney Roche Nat. Ms. Nat, how are you? You can come on. No close. How are you doing? That's good. Now, Ms. Nat, your case was scheduled at 9 a.m. on today. Your attorney appeared. Your case was called. You were not present when your case was called. And so the state moved for a bond forfeiture. They motioned for a bond forfeiture. That motion was granted. And so we know that you're here now, but the state is not withdrawing their motion. They're not withdrawing the motion. So you still have so your bond is forfeited now. You don't have a warrant out now, but you will be having a warrant out probably coming out probably within the next 24 hours. Well, you called here? She said she called here and said she had a blowout. Who did she talk to?
Oh, not our office.
You called the bondsman?
Yes.
Do we know if the bondsman called here?
Yes, they said they informed y'all.
Okay.
Is that the case?
Okay.
Very fine, like, long follow up that it was.
Okay. Who's your bondsman? Hey, Gabriella, you say the bondsman. Who's your bondsman?
All I know is if my mom and I went through.
Okay.
I don't know
Okay.
which one.
Let me see. You said they talked to somebody?
I talked to the bonds people today.
What time was that? At 8:30? Who's on her bond? Nat, Courtney Nat.
Professional. Yeah, I talked to them.
You talked to her?
They told me to come up here because I was, behind. And they told me they informed y'all to come up here and to get it rescheduled.
Yes, that's my concern is just like, if they're not taking it seriously, then nobody's taking it seriously.
Yeah.
So then it's like, it's come, first come, first serve, come when you want to, come.
No, I know, but I'm just saying,
understand.
well, where I'm at is
And I understand to see somebody.
them telling her
That they did.
that they contacted somebody
Exactly.
and they contacted the court unless they called the wrong court. I mean, I don't know. I'm just guessing. Because we have at least three people that they probably could have contacted. It wasn't her because she was in court. Okay, so the other two, she just called court coordinator. Glenda, they didn't call her. And Brella, she called Brella, and Brella said she didn't get a call either. So I don't know who I have no idea.
They told me because I was like, well, I'm kind of late. She was like, well, just head up there now. I let them know already that you're on the way. You don't know who you spoke with?
She said, did you know who you spoke with at the bail bond company?
That's the lady at the front. I don't know her name.
I don't know, man. Just have a see. We'll make sure they didn't follow the wrong court. That's all. Okay, thank you. Y'all. Okay, y'all. You copied two of the same ones. Yeah, 04, it should be 02. 02. Mr. You ready?
Ready.
Okay. Ms. Provo, you, Ms. Wilson, could come forward. Jefferson County Court at law number 2 is back in session. The court is in session in 3 cases. Cause numbers M333-802, cause number M333-804, and cause number M333-806. All 3 cases are styled the state of Texas versus Rachel G. Woodson. Ms. Woodson, is that your full name?
I'm divorced, and so I have a different name, but yes, sir.
Okay. Now, how are you doing?
I'm good. Thank you for asking. So,
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking as well. Now, Ms. Woodson, you're represented in your case by your attorney, Marva Provo. However, Ms. Provo is not here standing in for Ms. Provo. Is her sister attorney, Anita Provo. Does attorney Anita Provo have your permission to stand in for attorney Marva Provo?
yes, sir. She does.
State is represented, well, Ms. Anita Provo, how are you doing?
I'm fine, Your Honor, and you?
I'm doing fine, thanks for asking. Now, Ms. Provo, you waive a record in this case?
Yes, sir. Yes.
And state is represented in this case by attorney Colby Hallfire. Attorney Hallfire, how are you doing?
Good, Judge.
Okay. Now, Ms. Provo, I have before me in each case a motion to modify or remove bond conditions that was filed. State, have you had an opportunity? Have you received a copy of the motion?
We have, Judge.
Okay,
I reviewed.
okay. Now, let me do this. Ms. Provo, you may go forward.
Can you want to hear testimony from Ms. Woodson?
If she would like to.
She would be better able to explain why she wants to implement.
Okay, Ms. Woodson, would you please raise your right hand? Ms. Woodson, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth so help you God?
I do.
Ms. Woodson, you may put your hand down. Ms. Provost, you may go forward.
Ms. Woodson, would you please tell the court why you're requesting that the ankle monitor be removed?
Judge, since the ankle monitor has been on my ankle, I have not been able to work effectively in two different areas. Number one, in the community. I deal with inner city and at-risk kids, from Buckners to Solid Rock to Antioch. I help kids who are in foster care and help kids who are unstable in homes. I go in and I speak with them, I work with them. Because of the ankle monitor, if something happened and they were to find the ankle monitor, it would be questioned. So because of that, I have not been able to do that duty. Also for work purposes with recording, they have postponed everything until the middle of October because of the ankle monitor, hoping that we had the case. October is almost here, and I'm in a position of possibly losing some of my jobs and wages to be able to make money because of the ankle monitor. I moved, I sold my home so that Mr. Woodson and I wouldn't have any contact. He does not have my address. Mr. Woodson has cameras at his address. He also works for the Federal Bureau of Prisons, where there are cameras there. That is what my bond is prohibiting me to be at his residence or at his residence are at his job, both of which I would be able to be seen if I were there. So I'm just trying to get back to my regular schedule of life and the things that I do on a day-to-day basis and the impact that I'm able to give to the community effectively.
Okay.
Where are you employed?
I'm employed for CBS Viacom BT. I am a marriage and family therapist for them. And I'm also self-employed. And I do volunteer at several in-home communities throughout this area.
How does the ankle monitor affect your employment?
It affects my employment because the kids that I work with, a lot of them are in foster care. A lot of them have had criminal run-ins. And of course, it could be covered at times, but if it hits something, it's questioned. I've had it happen before. And so because of that and the liability of that, everything that I'm doing is put on hold until this situation so that they will be okay with the state and the government.
Okay, with your employment, you said Betcom?
Viacom, it's a network station.
Okay, and what are your duties there?
My duties there are sometimes I record, whether it's at my home or in Atlanta. And also I have press conferences that I have to do. The stylist has to dress me according to what they want and not what I want. Sometimes they may have me in skirts, sometimes they may have me in pants. It's not my decision on what I wear, it's their decision.
Okay, so would the ankle monitor affect you traveling?
The ankle monitor, as far as my bondsman has told me, doesn't affect me traveling. Like for instance, we had a premiere in a couple of months back and we talked to the judge and we talked to Ms. Provo about allowing me to go, and I was allowed to go. However, it's the look and the image that stops me from being able to do my job, or the network doesn't want the backlash.
Okay, so you're saying that you and Mr. How long have you and Mr. Woodson been divorced?
August the 2nd, we were divorced. August the 3rd, I sold my home.
Now you did have some video, well, actually, text messages and some other things, but we haven't been able to get to the DA's office due to Marvel's being sick.
Correct.
So that part has not been presented to the DA's office.
Understand.
Okay, and then basically, you saying Mr.
Just, I'm gonna object to anything that has to do with the facts of this case at this time.
Objection sustained.
Password.
So you have 2 cases,
Three.
correct? Okay, you have 3 cases. We've got
Correct.
assault, originally was
And 2
assault,
deadly
but it's
conduct.
assault, and 2 deadly conduct.
Allegedly, yes.
Let's understood 3. Oshun Shabazz, is that the one, is that a person that you're talking about as Mr. Woodson, or is that a different individual?
Oshan Shabazz is Mr. Woodson's ex-wife niece that he was having an affair with.
Okay. Anessa Barnett, who is that?
I have no idea. I'm guessing that's the public servant. There's the Oshan Shabazz case where she put her phone in my face, and yes,
There's different, I just want to make, look, this is not all one complaining witness, there are multiple complaining witnesses. Two deadly conduct cases. And that alone, Your Honor, gives me pause, is that this is not a one, obviously, there are multiple people involved, there was assault, there's two deadly conducts. Understood that. It seems to me that ankle monitor with something like this, allegedly, understood. That's the purpose of the ankle monitor. And I don't see, despite the fact that I'm sightly and those kind of things, I don't see, that's not a limit in her to continue to work to cover that. And our concern as a state, I apologize, is not to punish, but it is to make sure that the community is safe and the complaining witnesses are safe. And that's the purpose of the ankle monitor. So we would argue against it being removed until these are resolved.
Okay,
Ms. Shabazz, may I speak? Ms. Shabazz, may I speak?
This is the judge.
well, I mean,
I would
You
object
have-
to just a narrative.
Oh,
Okay.
By
yeah,
Okay, thank you.
okay, did you want to respond to what he was saying?
I do.
No, no,
No, I'm just
Check.
saying, okay, so, what were you gonna say about Ms. Shabazz?
yeah, just, questions that have
it's
to be,
question and
and
answer.
it's a question and answer.
Oh, well, I don't know. I've never been in trouble, so I don't know what to do now.
No, just follow, we was talking to your attorney, it has to be a question and answer.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so, have you, any contact with Ms. Shabazz?
No,
Okay, when, is Ms. Shabazz live in Jefferson County?
no,
Where does she live?
Harrison,
Harrison?
per Mr. Woodson's statement.
Is it in Texas or where?
It's Harrison County in Houston.
Oh, Harrison, okay. And as far as, you said Ms. Barnett, I think that's the name,
I don't know who she is.
okay.
I'm guessing that is the public servant that was there during the situation,
Okay.
alleged situation.
I think she was the Beaumont Police Department.
If-
Okay,
if
I've
that's the
I've
case,
never had her name.
it would be assault of a servant. And that's a felony. So
No.
deadly conduct's not gonna, if it was a deadly conduct act, and you understand, it would be, it's not gonna be a deadly conduct on the police officer because that's a felony. That would be assault, an ag assault or, but that's not, I'll look in here if you're giving me time to look, but I did notice immediately, there were multiple complaining witnesses. And these are the charges that we're concerned about escalating, whether allegedly or not. That's what our concern is as a state. So
So Mr. Barnett, Mr. Woodson, how much contact have you had with him?
On May the 18th, Mr. Woodson followed me to Tier 1 Leaders. 2 hours and 18 minutes, Mr. Woodson confessed to lying to me.
okay,
But
okay.
Okay,
That was that day.
Any
February the 28th,
Okay,
I
but
have a video of Mr. Woodson coming to my home.
no, what I'm saying is that, since the ankle monitor, have you been to Mr. Woodson's house?
No,
Have you been to his job?
no,
Have you, sought him out in any public, places?
no,
Okay, and, as far as communications, are you communicating with him in any, on the phone or text him anything?
I blocked him because he continued to
Okay,
contact me
and,
per Ms. Provost's instruction.
okay, and, you say you don't even know who Ms. Barnett is?
Well, I'm guessing that she's the public servant that was there with Mr. Woodson the day of not the deadly conduct charge, but I've never known her name.
Okay. Do you know what she looks like?
No,
Okay. So it's safe to say that you wouldn't, if you don't know what she looks like, you don't know who she is, you wouldn't you wouldn't call her anything.
I don't know anything. I just know she's a white lady and that's it.
Judge, and I did just briefly read the probable cause in the case for Ms. Barnett is she is an ID tech with the Beaumont Police Department and allegedly in the probable cause. The defendant drove by and pointed a firearm at her and Mr. Woodson. That is the allegation, and that's the deadly conduct. Now that, you understand, that could have easily been, it's followed deadly conduct, but that could have been an ag assault with a deadly weapon. Public servant. Now, I'm not saying anything, it wasn't filed that way, but that's what the proper cost is. That concerns the state. The legend, now that's what we have. So that concerns me because that's another individual, not just one individual like Mr. Woodson. These are three separate cases
Okay.
with three separate complaining witnesses. So the state's inclination and argument was that until this is resolved, we need to know where the defendant is. And that's the only way we can do that. Yes,
Okay,
that's the least intrusive, like, and still for, you know, protecting the public and the complaining
But
witness.
the ankle monitor won't prevent her from doing something.
Understood, but if it is, we have to know where they are. You know, so that's the purpose of the ankle monitor. And if we do this on this is not over, we're not, you know, being oppressive. This is what we do on cases like this with allegations like, especially if they got three separate people being alleged of violent acts. That's all at this point.
There's
That's
only two people.
There's three complaining witnesses, man.
three cases,
There's three cases,
It's
three
cases, but
different individuals.
three.
Well,
Ocean,
that's not what I have.
Ocean, Shabazz.
Everything on her that
Yeah,
that
Gary,
filing charges. I don't have
Yeah.
that one. The only one I have is on.
we're gonna take judicial notice of the information that's on file and cause number M3333806. The complaining witness in that case, which is a deadly conduct, is Gary Woodson. And cause number M3333804, which is a deadly conduct. Complaining witness in that case is Anessa Barnett. And cause number M3333802. In that case is an assault. The complaining witness is O'Shawn Shabazz. Okay. So you have anything else? That's it. Okay. Well, a motion modified is denied. And so bond stands. Okay. Okay. And that is the ruling of the court.
What my restrictions are, and what I can and cannot do.
Well, she need a copy of her bond conditions. Yes.
Because all I
Oh.
have right now. is that I can't do
Miss-
this for the shop, but I have to
Give
do it
give
for
her
residents.
a copy of her bond
I
conditions.
have to do it for
And they have
residents.
all three court numbers on the bond conditions. Okay, you can stand in front of our court coordinator. Your attorney can get your bond conditions. Once you get your bond conditions, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day. Mr.